to another episode of Growthpreneurs. Today is Tuesday, February 15th, and I hope that you have had a phenomenal week so far. I hope that your Valentine's Day was great. I hope that you had a chance to reconnect with people and your partner and yourself, right? I hope that you woke up this morning grateful for everything that you have, but still eager to do so much more. And if that's you, put grow or live in the comments. If you are listening right now, we're about to get into a very important episode. So tag a friend, put grow or live in the comments so that I can go back and follow you and connect with you and all of that good stuff. So I appreciate you, and let's start. Okay. So today's topic, and again, welcome to Growthpreneurs. Today's topic is going to be 25. We're going to go over 25 marketing tips for small business owners. Okay. The first marketing tip is understanding that marketing is sales at scale when it is effective, right? So selling, when you get on a sales call, it's usually one-to-one, you're closing a deal, you're talking to a prospect. Just understand that marketing, if it is effective, you could sell at scale. So there's only so much time in a day for you to actually make sales calls or get on free consultations to close, right? But the only way to scale that is to hire more people to do sales calls for you, right? Marketing, if it's effective, could drive so much for you and at such a global level. So just having that mindset, right? That literally, and this is going into number 2, you can get 100x return if your marketing is effective. And an example of this is a recent member of ours who went viral, right? She's already tripled her normal income for the month off of one post. But we can't expect, the caveat of that is, yes, one post could do a lot for your brand, but it's not just the one post, it's a compounding of posts up until that point, right? And then you get that, you break through that barrier, you break through that line, and you get to the next level, right? So don't assume that you know what is going to work. In the beginning, it really is a testing mentality. You have to test different types of content. You have to test different channels, right? You have to test different styles because you don't know what's going to work for your brand until the numbers reveal that it is working, until you see the needle move in engagement and in sales and in whatever your North Star metric is. And we're going to get into that as well. So number 3, no matter what you do, never forget the quality that will help you connect with people more than any other quality. And this is a great point. So if I were to ask you, hey, what's the one quality that you think will allow you to connect with anyone at the fastest rate possible? Most people, when they're asked that question, they say, hey, I think it's love, or I think it's positivity, or I think it's this, or I think it's that. And the real answer to the question is authenticity, right? And this has been proven over and over again. If you are authentic, your ability to connect with people is accelerated. If you are authentic, your ability to stand out is accelerated. If you are authentic, your ability to build community, right? Your ability to get people to not just watch your content once, but to then follow you and to be supporters of your content is accelerated. So you have to go into your marketing knowing this. I think that far too many people go into marketing prioritizing perfection over authenticity, and that's why they fail. They take Canva templates of whatever, and they just want the brand to look pretty instead of the brand being authentic. And that is actually, metaphorically, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot because you're the reason your attempt to build a perfect persona or image of your brand is actually probably the reason that people can't connect with you, because you have to understand that no one is perfect. Your prospects are not perfect. So the more that you try to build a perfect image, the more you're actually separating yourself from them instead of becoming relatable. So, I mean, that in and of itself was a gem. I hope that you caught that. Number 4, media, it is a form of leverage, right? So you need to create media that works for you while you sleep. And we just have to understand this. Code is a form of leverage, media is a form of leverage. So all of these things that you're creating in your marketing, whether it be video, whether it be, written text, whether it be images, custom graphics, these are all things that you can leverage, okay, to duplicate yourself, to duplicate your message, to reach more people while you sleep. And if you don't have those things, then you're not going to be able to create wealth, right? Because how can you be in a million places at once with limited time, with limited energy, and with limited attention every single day? It's just impossible unless you have a cloning machine that we don't know about. Number 5, everyone in the company, and I don't care if your company is just you and one other person and a co-founder, everyone in your company has a responsibility to marketing, especially the founder or CEO, not just a marketer, not just the marketing department. In fact, I would argue that if you are a founder that also knows how to get attention, you're infinitely more valuable, right? Like there are literal teams, there are startups, there are small businesses that would love if someone on their team just took initiative to get awareness on their brand. A lot of the times, though, what I see is that founders and CEOs and the leaders of the company want to pass that off. They want to pass that responsibility off to the marketing department or someone else. What they don't realize is just their disinterest in it and their inability to kind of take responsibility for visibility. They're not going to get their team engaged. And then marketing is just going to become kind of static. It's not going to be as authentic as possible. So I see the brands that I see winning, especially now and in the future, are the ones that are, I would say founder led, where the founder is interested and actually engaged in marketing efforts. And that could just be, a video a day, right? That could just be they're active on live stream every week. But whatever it is, like you need to show different facets of your brand. And it's kind of hard to do that without a founder or a leader in the company being involved. So number 6, don't do what everyone else in your space is doing. Apple's slogan is think different. Well, we'll take it a step further, be different and do different. When you look at Tesla is actually a great example of this, whether you like Elon Musk or not, you can't discount the fact that he can move markets with a tweet and that, GM spent hundreds of millions of dollars in marketing last year and Tesla spent zero, right? But Tesla's sales are, their word of mouth, their culture. How does that happen, right? And I feel like this leads us into number 7. They're focused on really creating a revolutionary product. So you have to create a product or service that is actually great. Because if your product or service is not great, you're going to spend so much time, energy, and effort into marketing. You're going to get a customer, and then you're not going to be able to keep that customer, right? Then it's just going to be this ever-churning wheel of you having to acquire so many customers just to be able to survive, right? So if your product on the back end is not good, then that is a problem because you will not be able to retain customers. And on top of that, you will never be able to activate word of mouth, which will just accelerate the efficacy of your online and digital marketing efforts. For example, there's this mastermind where a lot of the high-level marketing kind of gurus are part of. The usual ROI with the ads and all of that is like three times the return on investment that they invest in the ads. Well, there's this one person in the group that has a 37x ROI. Okay. How does that happen? Well, he has a phenomenal product. Word of mouth accelerates those efforts online. And then that basically compounds, right? And there's almost like this quantum growth on all sides. So everything ties in together. Marketing is not just what you put out online, it's also how you communicate with your clients once they become a client, right? So there should be prospect marketing and client marketing. It's also your product, right? It's also how you change your product based on feedback from your clients, right? It's also, is your product or service good enough that other people tell their friends about it, that your clients are telling other people without you having to like incentivize them, right? And so these are just things that you have to really focus on, because if not, you're just going to be like everybody else. Number 8, know what you're looking to get out of social media. What is going to be your North Star metric? Is it going to be website visitors, right? So what is the one metric that you're going to look at on a daily, on a weekly basis and say, hey, you know, this is what we need to tweak. This is what we need to improve on. This is the fat that we need to trim so that we don't focus on this. And I think that it's different for everyone, right? It could be your website visitors. It could be how many downloads you get on your podcast. If you're leveraging social media, right, to drive people to your podcast, it could be your email list. And I think that the emails are a great North Star metric. And that if you're not leveraging social media to build your email list, I don't know what you're doing, right? And these are all little facets, especially related to LinkedIn. If you are not leveraging LinkedIn to build your email list for your small business, then you definitely should attend the masterclass that I'm having tonight. It's 100% live. It's not one of those fake live automated webinars or masterclasses. It is 100% live. It begins at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you should be there. You're going to learn how to grow your visibility on LinkedIn, grow your personal brand, reach out to people, build relationships, but also build your email list. So if you're interested in that, then go to yougrow.club, yougrow.club, and invest 2 hours of your time. It's free, except obviously the time that you have to invest in watching the presentation, engaging, asking me questions, so on and so forth. So if you want to elevate your personal brand on LinkedIn and also learn how to build your email list, which I'll explain the value of that in a second, they go to yougrow.club. So what is the value of your list, right? Let's just take an example. If you get 10 emails a day, right? Let's say you get 10 emails a day, 30 days in a month on average, that's about 300 emails a month, 12 months in a year, right? That's about 3,600 emails in a year, okay? Now, if you inbound, I'm talking about inbound. I'm not talking about emails from paid advertising. I'm talking about you have a relevant resource that people want enough that they're giving you their name and their email address. Okay. So that's 3,600 emails a year. On average, an email list, an active email list of 3,600 emails could generate anywhere between $3,600 a month to $14,000 a month for an online business. All right. So I hope that you heard me. An email list of 3,600 emails could generate anywhere between $3,600 a month and $14,000 a month for an online business. Now, let's just take the worst end of the stick. Okay. Let's just say that the email list generates $3,600 a month. Okay. That's 3,600 times 12. That's $43,200 that an email list of 3,600 people could generate for your business in a year if you know not just how to build it, but also how to leverage it. Okay. And that's just 1 year. All right. Emails are something that you own. What about the next year? Right? What about the next year? What about the next year? And it compounds. So if you're not leveraging things like LinkedIn to build your list, then owe it to yourself and show up to the masterclass tonight, because you're going to learn how. Number 9, likes and views are cheap. Engagement and shares are everything. You have to create content that sparks conversation and that is shareable. Now, what type of content do people share? People share content that makes them look good, that makes them look intelligent, that is funny, that teaches them something, and that they think will benefit their friends and family. Okay. So if your content does not make your prospect look better, teach them something, entertain them, and does not activate, enough engagement for them to take action to share it, it's going to be hard to reach more people, right? So just kind of go into that mindset. Would you look at the content that you share? Like, one of the best ways to start this is look at the last 5 posts that you shared with people and really audit your behavior. Why did you share that post? Was it funny, right? What, did they share a gem about business that then you forwarded to your co-founder? Like, there has to be a reason why you shared it. And then you want to replicate that reason in your content. Okay. So 10, there is no skill called marketing, right? Marketing is a stack of skills. So marketing is a stack of psychology, copywriting, storytelling, video, and communication, and so much more. So you should invest in those skills, right? If you're not investing in those skills and you're not doing the work to compound those skills, then how can you get better? Number 11, if you're not doing video, you're missing out on life-changing opportunity. Your videos do not have to be perfect, but they do have to be authentic. Like, I don't think that we realize that, like, the phone that we have in our pocket, okay, this phone is like essentially a supercomputer. And with this phone alone, you have, and Wi-Fi or service, whatever, you have access to social media channels that could potentially put you in front of millions and millions and millions of people, hundreds of millions of people, not for free, right? You have to do the work, you have to put in the time, but without any capital to start with, okay? Through this phone, you could also learn, right? Through this phone, you can network with people that are crushing it. Through this phone, you can, you know, find people that you invest with, right, to teach you these skills so that your learning curve is cut. So with this phone, you can do so much, and yet people do nothing and then complain about why they're not getting results. So just know that you have if you have a phone, you literally have everything that you need to begin marketing your business today. Okay. Number 12, you can differentiate by starting to go live consistently. This allows you to reach multiple channels at once. For me, live streaming is one of the best ways for me to control time and to compress time. Why? Because with a 25-minute live stream, my team can then cut that into, you know, 5 different reels or 5 different little mini videos. We could take the transcript of the live stream, we could leverage that for resources for our clients, or we could leverage that into a downloadable ebook, right? We could just leverage it for training purposes, for internal use, okay? And then we could also take the audio, upload it to our podcast, and also get hundreds or thousands of downloads every single week, and very minimal work. So in that 20-minute time frame, 25-minute time frame, all of those things are possible and so much more. Okay, so you definitely want to start live streaming. Live streaming is a skill in and of its own. Okay, it's one thing to do a video. Some people are great on video. Some people are great on video with scripts, right? It's more like they need a script. But when you talk about authenticity, which was one of the first points, I truly believe that there's no other medium other than live streaming and meeting in person, okay, other than meeting in person, that can replace the authenticity that is evoked with live streaming. Like right now, I am live. I could mess up. I could fumble. You could see me laugh. You could see me laugh about it. You could see me recoup, right? But it's just, you can tell who I am at a different level rather than me doing a scripted video that was edited 25 times and trying to like be perfect. That's just my opinion. I also, you know, believe that the ability to interact with your audience live is also another quality. And we won't get into that. I could do a whole presentation on live streaming. Okay, so number 13 was use social media to build your email list. We kind of skipped ahead, but I'll go over it again. If you get 10 emails a day, that's 300 emails a month. That's 36,000 email or 3,600 emails a year. And an email list of 3,600 emails could generate anywhere between $3,600 a month to $14,000 a month for an online business. That at minimum is 43,000 plus a year. So 15, be consistent. 14, be consistent on at least 3 platforms before you find the one that you're getting the most traction on. Master that platform and then diversify. So you can't go into, let's say you're just starting social media marketing. You can't go into marketing and say, I know that, Instagram is going to be the best thing for our business because it's also the best for our competitor and this and that. You have to test. So I would say that the best way to test is to post consistently for 30 days on at least 3 platforms. Take your ego and your personal bias and your preference out of it. If you love Instagram, but you're seeing major traction on TikTok, okay, or you're seeing that people on LinkedIn are gravitating more towards your content, reaching out, becoming clients, then I would say in the beginning, drop Instagram, master a platform or 2, and then really diversify to all platforms once you have the capital and the bandwidth and the team to do so. Does that make sense? So that's just what I would do if I was starting from 0 today. So number 15, do not just stay on one platform. You need to diversify, especially if you are ever going to sell your business. So if you ever want to sell your business, you're going to have different channels, not just one channel that's kind of dominating. Once you get to like mastery level of that platform, I really believe that adding a second and a third channel, converting some of your audience to those channels, and then mastering those different channels is important. Number 16, diversify the type of content you are creating. Live video can be clipped into mini videos. Live video transcript can be repurposed to downloadable ebook. Don't just post video. Don't just post text. Don't just post images. Don't just post audio. Diversify and mix it up. Try to reach your prospects through different senses as much as possible. Number 17, build community. Take your following off of platforms that you do not own, right? So take your following off of social media platforms. If you're not building a list, you should at least be taking some of your following into a community, right? Like Mighty Networks, like Telegram, like Slack, whatever it is that you choose. 18, do not stagnate. If you reach a plateau, don't accept it. And don't complain about algorithms, okay? Algorithms are destined to change. It's inevitable that they're going to change. Learn the new algorithm and stop complaining and get results. The amount of energy that you could use to break through plateaus that I see spent on complaining that the algorithm has changed, it just shows also your character, right? In my opinion, I don't complain about things. I learned to ride the wave. Okay. Number 18, don't stagnate. Number 19, give away more for free than anyone in your niche, right? In terms of content. So the point is make your free content so good that people would pay for it. Like if your free content is not engaging, if it's not entertaining, if you're not consistent, if it's not really helping your prospects, how can you really expect them to just reach out to you? How can you expect them to gravitate towards you? How can you expect them to really feel that your brand even cares about them? Right? So, I mean, you have to be empathetic and put yourself in the shoes of your prospects. If you can't do that, then marketing is going to be very difficult for you because you're going to be the center of your own marketing strategies universe. And you shouldn't be. Your prospects should be. Okay. So 20, invest in your skills, invest in learning video, copywriting, storytelling, invest in cutting your learning curve. Number 21, network with people who are doing it, right? And learn from their mistakes. You want to win on TikTok? Go find the top people that are crushing it on TikTok and network with them. Find out what they need, find out how you could help them, build relationships with them, and get in on the know, right? They're going to know things from experience that could literally accelerate your results. Same thing on LinkedIn. You want to grow on LinkedIn? Then why would you not register for the masterclass tonight? You know, you may not like me the most, but the fact of the matter is I've built up over 1.1+ million followers in 3 years on the platform. Like I understand this platform. So why would you not try to network with me and cut your learning curve, right? So I would just recommend that. Number 22, trim the fat. So although you shouldn't expect overnight results, you should see some progress within 30 days with your marketing. If you're not seeing progress, then stop. Okay. Go to the drawing board, try different things. And by trimming the fat, I always get rid of things that don't work. So I'm constantly testing. You have to have this mentality of testing. You're going to fail. 99% of the things that you do are not going to work, but that one thing could propel you forward infinitely, right? And then get you on a new path, and then you double down on what's working. So constantly trim the fat and constantly double down on what's working. It may, the fat in this example may be things that you love the most, right? It may be the content that you believe is the most valuable that gets zero engagement, that your community is not interested in. You can't put your ego in front of being empathetic to your audience again. So just make sure that you're trimming the fat. Number 23, leverage your team. If you have even a small team of 2, 3, 5, 10, 25, 50 people, and you're not getting them engaged, especially on a platform like LinkedIn, to compound your results, all right, to compound and accelerate the speed at which you can grow, reach prospects, build B2B partnerships, then you should also join the masterclass, right? Because it's going to be hard to get them engaged if you don't take it seriously first yourself, especially if you're listening right now and you're the founder or the CEO. So go to yougrow.club and register. Again, that's yougrow.club and register. The live masterclass starts today at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Number 24, don't allow your beliefs to limit you. Don't go into something and be like, that's impossible, or we have to do it this way. If you're thinking like that, then you're just going to get standard results. You have to think outside. You have to pretend there's no box. Don't even think outside the box. Crush the box and move on. Okay. And do different types of things. Test a lot more. Be more consistent. Double down on what works. Be creative. Have fun with it. But don't allow your beliefs to limit you. Number 25, expect to fail, right? Like, make it fun. This is an adventure. This is truly an adventure. Marketing, like, if you understand it, your entire life could change within 30 to 60 days with the tools that you have at your disposal. All right. So stop thinking about doing things and start actually doing them. And to increase the probability of you actually doing the work, join a community. All right. And one of the communities you could join is Growth Academy. Again, to learn about these things, go to the masterclass. All right. Go to yougrow.club. I will see you today at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for the small business owners out there, I hope that these small marketing tips, 25 of them, helped you. God bless you. I hope that you have a prosperous and a phenomenal Tuesday. And I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. But for those of you who want to take your personal brand to the next level on LinkedIn, I will see you later today at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, go to www.yougrow.club. God bless you. I love you, and have a phenomenal Tuesday.